Yo, what is going on, Guardians, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 gameplay video. Hey, in this video we're going to be zeroing in on the brand new exotic sniper rifle, the Cloudstrike. We're going to talk about its base stats, how those stats compare to other mainstream sniper rifles in the game. We'll talk about its value overall in PvP, and if I can recommend it, and more. And in the background, you'll be seeing the Cloudstrike featured in a number of different clips. And for those curious about the primary I'm using with it in the gameplay, that is the Breachlight Aggressive 2-round burst sidearm. And before we chat about the Cloudstrike though, let me take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, GMG Performance. Alright, listen, we spend a whole lot of time in front of screens. We check our phones first thing in the morning when we wake up, on our way to work, and oftentimes when we get to work, we're staring at computer screens the whole time we're there, and then come home, grab dinner, and maybe catch a show before bedtime. Or if you're like me, you spend a lot of time just a few feet away from a gaming monitor while you're playing your video games. Now, for me, this means I'm prone to headaches and migraines and general eye fatigue and difficulty focusing on things. This is because we're exposed to so much blue light that's produced by screens. This can have effects on our eyes, causing these headaches and even difficulty falling asleep. And that's where GMG Performance eyeglasses can help offer some relief. They basically act as a shield that blocks the bad blue light from getting in and lets everything else through. They look great and simultaneously reduce eye strain and keep your eyesight in tip-top shape, even over long periods of screen time, so you don't get worn down or have trouble focusing. My stream community knows I'm prone to migraines. There's days I've had to end my stream early because I just can't focus through it and my head is just throbbing. But lately, especially since I've been using these things late into the night when I'm doing like my video editing and stuff and just going over all my gameplay from the day, the relief has absolutely been noticeable. My eyes don't feel so drained and foggy at the end of the night, and I'm right to sleep when I decide it's time to turn in. Even though no one sees me editing down in my basement, I still think they look pretty dope, and my wife doesn't call me hideous, so I suppose that's a win. Hey, if you're interested in snagging a pair for yourself or for somebody else, their Black Friday sale, 50% off, half off, the only time out of the whole year you can make that happen, 50% off. It ends November 30th at midnight Pacific. So get in there, get some. So make sure you hit that link up, start browsing for a pair that suits you best, and keep your screen's stamina in the green. All right, let's get back to the Destiny content. If you're unfamiliar with this sniper rifle and how to obtain it, I would recommend checking one of the mini guides out there right now on the process of acquiring it. Cactus HD has a solid, concise video letting you know every single step in the sequence that you need to get this. But the basic gist is that you need to unlock legendary empire hunts and farm those until you have one drop. I was lucky and I had mine drop on the 10th run. So it was, start to finish, it was only about an hour and a half of time invested to get my hands on this sniper rifle. Now let's chat about the basics of the gun. The Cloudstrike is a 140 RPM sniper, putting it in the same category as Twilight Oath, the Omniscient Eye, and the Ikelos SRV-1 sniper rifle. This means Cloudstrike it cannot double body shot targets in PvP. If you hit a body shot with this thing, you are better off swapping to your primary rather than looking for 2 follow-up shots with the sniper. 140s are in a rough spot right now overall, as they can't do a lot of things well in comparison to other mainstream snipers. They don't put down supers reliably, they don't double body, and the one thing that they had going for them was their relatively higher aim assist and many of them having low zoom scopes. But with the recent sniper nerf, that advantage was essentially taken away from them, unfortunately. So what does that mean for Cloudstrike? This gun has a lot of things going for it, but unfortunately it will continue to carry the burden of its archetype indefinitely. It can't shake the drawbacks of being a 140, and that remains evident through all of my games with it. Does that mean that it's a bad sniper rifle? Not at all. And we'll get to the advantages here pretty soon. But compared to other popular 140s, like the ones I listed before, the Cloudstrike is going to struggle as it has generally lower stability than the popular ones, has less aim assist generally, and lower handling speeds. In addition, it can't get the benefits of quick draw or snapshot, and as Cloudstrike has neither of those perks on its fixed roll. It's a fixed roll, so you can't get some of the really sought-after perks that people like to have on their PvP sniper rifles, right? Now, all these things seem to be making a pretty solid case against using Cloudstrike in PvP for sure, But you'll see how this is ultimately going to end up being like one of the more iconic episodes of The Office here pretty soon. Cloudstrike's fixed role includes hand-laid stock, which is needed since it has a pretty terrible recoil direction of 68. It has alloy magazine, which makes it so the gun reloads faster when the 7-round magazine is empty. It has a perk called Stormbringer, which means the weapon will create lightning storms when you land rapid precision hits, and fluted barrel for extra stability and handling. All of those things lend themselves to doing one thing well, and that's unloading lots of ammo into a single large target. This thing is a boss killer. It does serious work against the new raid boss and strike bosses, for example, or even legendary lost sectors. Being a 140, it can dump those precision hits scary fast and reload with alloy mag to follow it up with more DPS. This gun, I'm not going to lie to you, is a PvE monster, and every bit worth your effort to acquire in that capacity. Tons of damage on like the final raid boss. I ended up doing 1.2 million per damage phase with this thing. It was nuts. So why on earth would you want to use it in PvP? And that's where Stanley's perspective comes into play.
I wake up every morning
With an impact value too small, stroll into the Crucible with a handling speed that's too low, aim down a scope that zooms in too much, but Mortal Polarity?
Well, I like
Mortal Polarity. The Mortal Polarity perk is the thing that makes Cloudstrike what it is in PvP. Precision final blows generate a lightning bolt at the target's location, and that lightning bolt can get you a double, it can get you a triple, a lights out medal, and a more if the stars align. AoE damage has always been strong in Destiny due to the nature of Destiny PvP. People cluster up on capture points, they cluster up at the ends of choke points like doorways, hallways, cave entrances, etc. They stand on top of teammate bodies when they revive them, and Cloudstrike's Mortal Polarity AoE does enough damage to kill both the reviver and the revivee through their temporary overshields. That's why I think this might actually find some more utility in the Trials of Osiris and Elimination game modes than in other standard playlists. Getting Mortal Polarity multi-kills is legitimately what makes this weapon feel exotic. The AoE is slightly larger and does more damage than chromatic fire explosions, and I've been a fan of those for a long time. Destiny is so much more rewarding when you're trying to line up those moments where something really cool happens, and Cloudstrike embraces that, and it gives you opportunities to make really cool lightning explosions that wipe multiple people off the field at once. You know, I'd rather feel like Thor, God of Thunder, every once in a while than be iScopes 69, consistently fellwintering people while moving around the map like a cat that chugged 4 Red Bulls before snorting his weight in Fun Dip powder, right? Cloudstrike might not be the most responsive, the most sticky, the most MLG feeling sniper out there, but it isn't terrible at its worst, and it's incredible at its best. It's a gun that yields explosive results sometimes, and ultimately gives you more memorable moments than most of the mainstream sniper rifles out there for PvP. You would be doing yourself a serious disservice if you ignored this weapon's PvP potential and kept it vaulted when you go toe-to-toe with other Guardians in the Crucible. So do yourself a favor and break this thing out for PvP sometime. I know it's a monster for DPS against big bads in PvE, but the play potential it has for PvP should not be overlooked. All these plays, by the way, in the background, for all these videos I do, are recorded live on stream. I stream Monday through Friday, every weekday, typically 9 to 5. And I would love to see you there sometime. We keep it real chill, real relaxed. We have a very welcoming community there. We just like to have a good time. So we'd love to see you there sometime at truevanguard.com. If you're looking for a new monitor, I would recommend checking out ViewSonic Elite. They're like the Ferraris of gaming monitors right now. So thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thanks for watching the video. Please be warm and well fed, my friends, and I hope to catch you in the Crucible.